People. Que pasa, suck, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Call it news with a buzz. You've heard me spoken on several occasions, and I said that every day that the bucket goes to the well, one day the bottom are gonna drop out. Call it karma. We've seen a whole bunch of robberies, stick up, ATM, banks, you name it. It seems as if these youths that don't like to work have been on a rampage. They've been getting away. The more them thief, the more them get it, and the more them want it. However, it seems as if 4 men that went on some sorts of robbery mission in some sorts of area in a St. Mary. The special operation Popo, them a do them job. Them get a call, ring. Hey, what go on? You know, say some little man broke in our shop and they bought the place. That a go on. What them a rolling now? No, say I want pro box. Me here say the boy them, you know. Alright, which direction them there? Them a head down to where you name them, man. Alright, now say a word. You gotta look out for them. You gotta put out some sort of APB. People, coincidentally, are the po them go track them down. Intercept the vehicle. Police flag down the vehicle. Hold the man, come out of the vehicle. Boy get big bad and bold. Boy hear about the fresh 15, don't want to go to prison. Them a talk about do or DIE. Alighted out of the vehicle, blaze up some can after the po. Hold on a minute. That script sound familiar. Po, wheel and pop off, return the favor. After the smoke clear, 2 people get hit. People get carried away, place a recovery. However, people, you know that whenever you challenge the po, we are speaking about that type of challenge, and you get hit up, more than likely you are going to be in a po vehicle until your time expire. Call it OCAKA BLEED out. 2 man runway take with themselves, 2 taken to the hospital, both of those pronounced like some sorts of bad English Creole. Moral of the story is this: every day the bucket goes to the well, one day the bottom are gonna drop out. Sooner or later, if you decide that you don't want to work, you want everything the easy way, you want to get up and prowl and be predator upon people on a daily basis, just remember, one day your number is going to get called. And whenever you get called, it is going to be the Grim Reaper on the other line. Him a go tell you, say, "Oi, the man, a your time, you know. Come with me. You are going to the afterlife." Toe tag, freezer, Madden, Dovecat. And people, here's the thing. Both of these men left from Kingston, St. Andrew, go to St. Mary. Don't know what they were looking for. Don't know if them feel as if people down there owe them something. Them feel entitled because of them badness and them toll. However, what they were looking for is not what they got. They got gotten and taken out. 2 out of 4. The other 2 better tell themselves, say, listen, whichever side of the bed that you slept on, make sure say you go back and sleep on it again. You lose 2 friends. You 2 next. Is that too hard to understand? Based on what the po say, they found recovered a tool. People, that is always good news, especially when we can get rid of 2 people, send them to the afterlife. Both of them 3 points gone, 9 nights, point blank and period. Further on in the news, the next thing that is popping is that there's a very disturbing video circulating all over social media. I know when video hot, 10s, 20, 30 people are sending it to me. Based on this information, it is said that this occurred in a place called Lennon High School. There was some sorts of misunderstanding, verbal turned physical altercation between two students. In the video, which I cannot show because of YouTube's policy, who know better, do better. In this video, two men were seen. One of them have some sorts of 2x4, white to be specific. The next one, further, maybe about 5 meters or so from him, with some sorts of big stone, them call it rock stone in Jamaica. Based on the information, it is said that these two men, boys, actually scholars, were going back and forth at it. Some sorts of bullying thing are going on. The other man will pick up the stone, apparently. The man with the stick the two before underestimated him, underestimated what was on his mind and thought that he was the big bad B-U-L-L-Y. However, the youth with the stone gets serious. Him launch the stone, pelt the stone after the next one, whap, connect him right, what them call connect ears temple. Reach out and touch somebody. Soon as he was pelting the stone, he was rushing towards him. So therefore, seconds after the stone lick him, clot him, the youth rush him like a football tackler NFL, knock him down. So therefore, the stone pelt him and then the youth tackle him down to the ground, pan him face. Other students that were there boosting up the thing like they always do. When them realize that this gets serious, all you could hear in the background, rotted, him D-E-A-D. People rush over, turn him over, him out, cold. All sorts of B-L-O-O-D are run from him mouths. Based on the information, it is said that he was taken to the place of recovery. However, him no remember which part him there, him don't even remember where him name. It seems as if the rock stone knock him senseless. That compounded with the tackle. So therefore, him get clot in the head and then him drop on him head. People, that is not a very good combination. It is also said that the next person that fling the stone, that person was also in the custody of the popo. People, me don't know if them charge him, what them charge him for, or they're waiting to see what happens to this youth that is pretty much out of his mind. Moral of the story is this, like I have spoken on several occasions. It seems as if after this big C situation, these youth get mad, sick, them head no good. It seems as if there was a whole bunch of pent-up frustration at the house. People are get A-B-U-S-E. So therefore, it seems as if they came out and they want to unleash on the world, on the teachers, on the student, because we've seen many sorts of combination, student versus teacher, student versus student, girl versus girl, boy versus boy, any sorts of combination you can think about, it is happening. And people, it is very disturbing that these teachers that are now protesting for better salary have to put up with all this BS on top of the BS that they are already facing with the government of Jamaica. And people, with all the pressure that these teachers are going through, with all of the frustration, with all of the aggression that these kids are going through, it is not a very good combination. We see these youths pretty much is losing it. Teachers that are out there, please be very patient. Be very patient with the situation as it pertains to your salary. Be very patient with the situation as it pertains to these students, because whenever you have a set of students that don't have any sorts of foundation, no sorts of discipline at the home, no sorts of discipline in the school, and then you combine or compound it with the fact that these people are getting short, these people are getting impatient, it is never a good thing. All HELL is going to break loose sooner or later. There is just so much that people can bear, so much that people can tolerate, After that, things get overwhelming. Things start to explode, point blank and period. Now the next thing that is popping in the news is the very disturbing sheepish mentality as it pertains to followers or sheeples of this party, the JLP being the leading party right now. Now it seems as if some of these men are not even men anymore. Them lose them BALLS. Them lose them spine. Them lose them backbone. Them lose them whole manhood. Whenever they are supporting any sorts of party, even when it is quite obvious that this party is screwing up everything, it just seems as if no matter what that party does, how bad the extent of their doing effery is, they are still not going to hold them accountable. It seems as if the men of Jamaica are no longer men. Them now no BALLS. Them no stand for nothing none at all, and people like them say, if you stand for nothing, you will fall for anything. I am going to let you take a listen, take a look to a young lady explaining what happens or how these sheeples are as it pertains to Andrew Holness and the JLP. And people, this is how most persons think about most of these sheeple political followers. Take a listen, take a look, and then I'll give my piece.
It's so sad that Jamaicans are so accustomed to poor leadership that when intelligent, sensible people hold the current government accountable or speak out about the injustice of the current government, boy, let me be respectful. I don't want to call y'all idiots, but it just seems so stupid to me that you're going to defend poor leadership. Like, do you not have standards? Do you not have children? Do you not want a better future for them? Because that's what you're telling me. The fact that you're content with this hogwash leadership tells me that not only do you not love yourselves, you don't even love your kids to want to give them a better future. And for those of you saying that the government is doing such a good job, give specifics and stop talking claptrap on people's pages. Because you just saying, oh, it's good with nothing behind it is you saying a whole lot of nothing. And furthermore, when you choose to be a leader, you choose to be in a position where you are held accountable. Just like if you are a parent, you chose to have kids, so you chose that responsibility and you chose to be in a position where you can be held accountable if you are not taking care of those responsibilities. So as a parent, you're not minding a child. That's why you can be taken to court for maintenance. That's why kids have rights, so that parents can do right by them, and if they are not, they can be held accountable by the law. And it's the same with the government. Just like how a parent chooses to have kids, the PM himself chose to be a leader. Nobody never dig him up in Spanish Town and beg him to serve the Jamaican people. Him took up himself and decided he wanted to serve. He's the same one who swore to be a good and faithful prime minister. Not my words, his. So holding him accountable has nothing to do with my personal feelings towards him. Holding him accountable has to do with his leadership, what he promised to do and what he ought to do based on the trust that Jamaicans have given him to serve as prime minister.
Now people, first thing first, big up to that young lady. She spoke eloquently of how most people feel in a Jamaica, the general consensus. What we must realize when it comes to politics, it is called promise. It is called violating trust. They've been doing this for several decades. So therefore, we should know by now what to expect. So in other words, don't go by mouth talk. Don't go by the empty promises. They will say just about anything to get your votes. It speaks about poor leadership. And people, we've seen that we have not seen good leadership in a Jamaica, whether the JLP or the PNP. Let's talk about these sheeples that this lady talk about. May I talk about some big, thick, great tone man. However, this young lady have more balls and spine than the regular men that are always shaking the bell or beating whatever for their leader. It just tells you that, listen, these people are not the stand-up type. These people don't have the will. These people cannot be objective. These people cannot be not biased and recognize exactly what is going on and call a spade a spade. These people are just known to run with the program. Whether the program have any sorts of corrupted file in it or not, them just are going to run with whatever people tell them to say. So therefore, they have this yes man mentality, especially when they are benefiting from it financially, when they get some sorts of promises. Them not think about what other people talk about or think about, meaning morals and ethics. They are not thinking about what is going to happen to the future of Jamaica, and more personally, you picture them. What type of world, what type of country are your kids going to live in when you and your people mash it up just because of financial gain? People like them say, you cannot be penny wise and pound foolish, meaning that if you have sense, you cannot be. If not, that is exactly what you're going to be. Sheepers for these corrupted, non-performing, po-po, politician, whomever that we trust with our lives. Point blank and period.